Hey guys, it's Jenna, and I'm going to make a video that's going to be debunking the most common arguments that I've heard against veganism. And this is not to shame anybody. This is not to hate anybody who's not a vegan. I just hope that I can educate some people. So argument number 1, plants have feelings / vegans kill plants. This argument ultimately avoids the real issue at hand of animals being abused and killed by the billions. If you don't care about the animals that are being abused and killed by the billions, just don't pretend to care about plants. It's just not even a logical argument, honestly. Just imagine this. Your house is on fire. You can save a tree in a pot, or you can save your dog. Which do you choose? Now, if you have common sense and compassion, you would save your dog. So see, it's really not the same. And nobody feels bad cooking vegetables, okay? Nobody really feels bad. I don't know why this argument is so common. It's barely even a real argument. And also, it takes more plants to raise animals for food anyway. Argument number 2, humane meat / not all farmers are bad. Well, 99% of meat comes from factory farms, where the animals are abused horribly. And the vast majority of people who make there's humane ways to kill animals argument will buy meat from these same farms that they claim are wrong. Like they'll say, well, the way we kill animals is bad, or the way we raise animals is bad, but there's nothing wrong with eating them. But then they will buy animal products from factory farms. And I understand sometimes money's tight, but if you really cared, you'd at least make an effort. But let's say, for the sake of argument, that you only eat meat from private farms. In the end, the animal is still being killed, and we would not want that done to us. So, yeah. Argument number 3, God made animals for people to eat. If you look back in the Bible, in the story in Genesis when God created humans and animals, there was no meat eating, and there was no death. Yes, okay, humans eat meat now, animals eat meat now, because it's a fallen world. But that doesn't make it perfect or pure, okay? And honestly, death itself is not even from God, because God actually designed us to never die. And the Bible says that heaven and the new earth will have no killing, including killing animals. And also, most of us do feel a natural compassion towards animals. Like, we wouldn't be able to kill animals ourselves. Well, some of us would, but it wouldn't be like a piece of cake. Like, it would be kind of hard, and some of us wouldn't even be able to follow through. And especially a young child who has not been indoctrinated by this world and desensitized, it would be very difficult for a young child to be able to kill animals if they haven't been desensitized. And I truly believe that our conscience, the compassion that we feel for animals, is our God-given conscience showing us that there is something better out there. Like, this is not a perfect world, you know? I mean, there's death, and factory farming is straight up from the devil. I mean, God has called us to be good stewards of this earth and have dominion over the animals. And I'm not talking about dominion as in do whatever you want. Like, that is a responsibility. Like, we need to have more compassion for the beings that we're sharing this earth with. Like, God has called us to be good stewards, and with everything going on in the meat and dairy and egg industry, that's not what people are doing. And honestly, slitting an animal's throat, draining their blood, their life, and then eating the flesh, like, does that sound like something that would happen in a perfect world? A perfect godly world? No, because it's actually a result of a curse according to the Bible. You know? Okay, so, moving on. Argument number 4. You are putting animals above humans / focus on abortion. Abortion is worse. So this is another common argument that I hear from pro-lifers and Christians a lot. That by being vegan, I'm putting animals above humans. But this could not be further from the truth. I love humans too. And I fully believe in being compassionate and loving towards one another. Like, just loving other humans, you know? Other people. And so I'm not putting animals above humans. I'm not. And then also, for the focus on abortion argument, I do. Okay? Everybody who knows me knows that I am strongly against abortion. And I believe that all humans, including the unborn, have a right to life and an amazing purpose. Like, we could not even begin to imagine the purpose that God gave us, even before the world began. And I believe that pregnancy is such a beautiful gift from God. Like, pregnancy is a gift from God. And it is so beautiful, you know? And see, it's not either or. Like, we can be compassionate to humans while not eating animals. We don't have to choose one or the other, and veganism in no way puts animals above humans. Okay, moving on. Argument number 5. Animals eat meat in the wild. Yes, they do, but they don't abuse the animals to the extent that us humans do. And also, they eat meat for survival. The main reason humans eat meat is taste and tradition. Now, if you were ever in a situation where you really did have to eat meat for survival, I would not be against that. But we're talking reality here. We have lots of access to vegan food, and we don't have to eat meat for survival. So if we are in a survival situation where we have to eat meat, and we can live perfectly healthy lives without causing harm to other beings, why wouldn't we? Argument number 6. Meat tastes good / bacon. Let me ask you this. Is an entire life of suffering worth a 10-minute meal? Is it worth it? I would hope that you would say no. But if you said yes, you're still in luck, because there are so many different fake meats that you can buy, and they taste similar to the real thing, and you can still eat the same foods without all the cruelty. And for the bacon crowd, they make vegan bacon too. So if you could live a perfectly healthy life without causing any harm, why wouldn't you? And I'll even add now, if you could live a perfectly healthy life without causing any harm and still eating the same foods as before, why wouldn't you? Argument number 7. We need to eat meat to get protein. There are plenty of plant-based sources of protein. One of my personal favorites is chickpeas, and I eat chickpeas in a lot of recipes, including chana masala and chickpea salad. But there are other sources such as lentils, almonds, black beans, peanut butter, oats, peas, flaxseed, broccoli, pasta, rice, tofu, and many others. But if you want something that resembles your pre-vegan diet, there are plenty of fake meats that have the same amount of protein as real meat. Argument number 8. We need to eat meat to get vitamin B12. Actually, it is true that on a modern vegan diet, you don't get B12 from natural sources, but not on a modern omnivorous diet. You see, B12 is a vitamin made by bacteria in the soil. In order to get B12 naturally, you'd have to eat vegetables directly from the soil or eat animals that ate plants directly from the soil. But because animals are raised in such unnatural conditions and they're not allowed to be grass-fed, they have to be given a B12 supplement themselves. So you're not naturally getting B12 from meat either. So unless you're eating like grass-fed animals. So on a vegan diet, you need to eat vegetables directly from the earth to get B12 naturally. But if you don't have a garden, then there are vegan foods that are fortified with B12, such as nutritional yeast, plant-based milks, and cereal. And nutritional yeast is actually really good. You can just sprinkle it on like foods, like for example, vegan mac and cheese. It makes it taste a lot better. And yeah, and you may be thinking, well, these sources of B12 are not natural. And I say I fully believe it would be better to eat unnatural sources of B12 on a vegan diet than eat B12 on a meat-based diet where the animals had to be given unnatural sources of B12 because they were kept in unnatural conditions. Okay, argument number 9. We need to eat dairy to get calcium. Think about it this way. Why would we need to eat something that wasn't designed for us to acquire a specific nutrient? See, the dairy industry has sold this lie that in order to get calcium, we need to drink the milk of another species. When God designed mammals to produce milk to feed their young. And yes, humans are designed to drink milk when they're babies and from their own mothers. But if you're still worried about calcium, it may be comforting to know that countries with the highest rates of dairy consumption actually have the highest rates of osteoporosis. And that's so contrary to what we were taught, you know? But obviously, if you're still concerned, that's okay. There are plant-based sources of calcium, such as broccoli, cabbage, okra, kale, almonds, tofu, sesame seeds, sweet potatoes, oranges, butternut squash, things like that. But if you'd like something that's similar to milk, you can buy soy milk with 50% more calcium than real milk. Okay, argument number 10. You don't kill a cow for milk / you don't kill chickens for eggs. Actually, there is killing in the dairy and egg industries and a lot of cruelty. You see, on the dairy industry, cows are artificially inseminated to cause a pregnancy, and when the baby cow is born, the baby cow is taken away from the mother, and the mother just cries and cries and cries for her baby. And also, if that baby cow is male, they lock him like in a crate and like just tie him up for months to prevent muscle development, and then he's slaughtered for veal as a baby. And then if the cow is female, she endures the same fate as her mother, and she gets like the same thing besides having babies taken away, hooked up to a milk machine all day, and given hormones to produce an unnatural amount of milk. And on the egg industry, they throw baby male chicks in a blending machine and kill them because they don't lay eggs. And then the hens grow up in sheds by the thousands and thousands, and there's no space, no sunlight, and no compassion. And because of the stressful situations, they start to peck at things, so they get their beaks cut off with no anesthesia. So yes, there is cruelty and killing on the dairy and egg industries. And yeah, so this is just all 10 arguments that I'm debunking. I hope that you will consider my points, and I hope that you will think about what I'm saying and consider the other beings that we share this earth with. And thank you so much for watching. Yeah. Bye!